Hi, I'm Ron Roberson. This is my wife, Susie. We've been members of Champion Forest for almost 32 years now. When we got married, we talked about being faithful, and as a family, we wanted to do that. We wanted to tithe and honor God with what He blesses us with, knowing that it all comes from Him anyway.
Right.
You know, it's easy to say we're going to tithe when you've got a check coming every month. It's not so easy when you don't have income and when you have rent and other expenses. And that became a real test for us early in our marriage when we celebrated our first wedding anniversary and neither one of us had jobs. So it was in the middle 80s when Houston went through a pretty rough stretch. There's a certain amount of shame that goes for me as the husband and what I considered to be the provider for our family. It was very hurtful. I was very ashamed that I didn't have a job and I couldn't work. And at one point, Susie got a job and she was able to go to work every day while I looked for a job or helped people landscape or hang ceiling fans or whatever I could do to make $100 here or there.
And so we saw a lot of miracles back then, from going from no cars to one car, driving Ron to the bus stop to get a bus to go downtown to look for a job. And he's just brought us so far.
We were faithful to tithe what God gave us, and even when the numbers didn't work. But putting God first, they worked.
In God's economy.
It always
works.
worked. We looked at it as a couple and as a family of that anything we had but was God's. It belonged to God anyway. We were nothing more than a steward. We were just the caretaker. You know, the minimum was we were going to tithe, and when we could do more, and when, and previously when we've had capital campaigns and different things, we always pray about it together and we pick a number, and it's not based on a tithe. It's based on a number that God tells us, and then we just commit to do it, and God provides. But this church is special.
Yes.
God's done something here that doesn't happen everywhere, and it's because of the faithfulness of the people at our church. I mean, we're standing on the shoulders of giants here, and we want to be that way for the next generation.
Yes.
Because we want God to continue to do His work here. I would say, for somebody that hasn't been involved in something like this, don't miss out on the blessing.
Right.
Get involved in it, because it's fun to watch God work.
Yes.
And you want to be a part of that because then you have ownership in it. It's just exciting.